witnesses and listen and judge based on how they present, what they say, how they say it. But the jury cannot and shall not consider the subject of punishment or what will happen after. That is a different part of this process, and that is for the judge to decide. Does anyone think that that will, the topic of punishment or what happens after we make a decision, will be in the back of their head if they are selected? Are there any topics or questions that you thought you would be asked but you were not asked this morning? Anything? Does anybody wish to share about any of the topics that we have previously discussed, whether it was Judge O'Donnell's questions or any of my questions? I want to thank everybody for being open and honest. This was a great group. We learned a lot about all of you.
Change his mind, he'd like to waive the jury and try the case to the court.
All right, Mr. Hagwood, is that what you want to do?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand, obviously, we started the jury selection this morning already. You obviously understand that it is your right to have a jury decide this case if you want to. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you discuss that right and the waiver of that right with Mr. Fatiga?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Is it your desire to waive the jury and to have me be the fact finder in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Fatiga. Hey, Bob.
Yes, sir.
What's that up there?
Keys.
Oh, okay. All right, Mr. Hagwood, if you do want to, in fact, waive the jury, then you'll need to sign that waiver.
I'll just give you that paper, it's blue.
Thank you.
May I return, Your Honor?
All right, Mr. Hagwood, is that your signature on this waiver of the jury trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you voluntarily sign that waiver?
Yes.
I'll accept the jury waiver.
Is there any chance Mr. Hackwood could speak to his mother during the break here?
Well, I'll let her talk. I'll let him. Here's what I want to do. I want to have Mr. Hagwood go to the jury room, and then I'm going to call the jury in here and let them know what's going on and release them. You guys can either be in here or not be in here while I'm doing that. It's up to you. And then after they clear out, then his mother can come in. They can talk back here.
Thank you, Your Honor.
He's going to have to stay on this side. She's going to have to stay on that side.
No, we understand.
Okay? All right, so why don't you take him back, and then are you guys gonna stay in here or go out of here?
Your
What-
Honor.
what?
We'll stay.
Yes,
We'll stay. We only have
So,
2 witnesses that we
our-
could get, I think, before lunch.
Our witness times were premised on us playing a half-hour video recorded deposition this morning, as well as a half-hour deposition in the afternoon. I understand the court may now not want to watch those depositions
No,
again.
I'll watch them.
You will?
I'll watch them again, yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Think,
okay.
then I guess
Then we'll
that
plan.
solves that. Thank you, Your Honor.
So then you'll have, how long do those take? One was about a half hour?
They were both around a half hour. The victim's deposition was 29 minutes and 54 seconds,
All right.
and Detective Savka's was 25 minutes and 16 seconds.
Okay, so play those 2, and then what time did you have your other folks coming?
Our first witness is here already. We plan to play the deposition of the victim as the second witness.
Okay.
And then we have a dispatcher from Willoughby planned for this morning.
Okay. All right, let me go give this to Maria so we can get that filed and you can start bringing them in. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Sure.
Plug in our-
Well, the court has the court drive.
Oh,
Right,
it's on the
because we
court
gave it to
drive.
them.
That Kathy should have. So we'll play it out there. Okay. All right.
Okay.
But here, just something to think about. Like with the juror numbers. I think sometimes, and that's on you, just in general, when you first start. Sometimes the feeling is if I ask a question, I look stupid. Yeah. Right? It's totally natural. I would say just the opposite. You gotta be prepared.
Right.
But there's nothing that makes you more powerful than to say, I don't know what's going on, and I need to know what's going on. Okay, so
Yeah.
that's like. You ask me something, it's between you and that. It doesn't go to Kanye, it doesn't go to when you're in court, you understand?
Yeah, I have to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
By my trial last week, something came up. You know, press was making. Judge had well, again, they could have said, it's just, you know, yeah, we used to rule if you ask a question, you know, you should let that code going forward.
You're right.
All right.
Be seated. All right. I think I said this morning that I've never seen 3 grand jurors in a jury pool before. So there's a first time for everything, and there's another first that is occurring right now. Mr. Hagwood has decided to waive his right to a jury trial that he has and elect to have me decide the facts in the case. So in 10.5 years, I've never seen that in the middle of the selection, but that's what he decided to do, and so that's what it's going to be. So the good news is, the bad news is you had to show up this morning. Good news is you're done and you can get to retirement. The more comforting thought. So, so you guys are released. Thank you for being here once again, and then maybe we'll see you in the future, okay? Thank you very much. Just take off your numbers and leave them where you're sitting, okay?
Folks, there should be someone should be out here to hang some certificates that you have for your work if you need them. Not on the full grammar, grab a certificate.
Thank you.
So does that mean we're off the hook even for next week? You know, we have these 3 weeks.
Yes.
So
You're
we're all the way done.
You're done.
Okay.
Yep.
Have a good day.
You guys need time to get that all set up?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
And our first witness for tomorrow morning is an intelligence analyst with Ohio State Patrol who's coming from Columbus. I don't know if I anticipate things will move faster now that it's a bench trial, but I still don't know that we would end up getting to him today. So I feel hesitant to call him to ask him to drive from Columbus.
All right, and it doesn't really matter. I mean, you were going to take them in a certain order, right?
Correct.
I mean,
So if we end up moving a little faster and he still comes tomorrow morning, is that okay? with
yeah, I don't
the
care.
court? Okay,
Whatever-
thank you.
Whatever you guys have. All right, so just let Bob know when you get all that set up. And I'll tell Bob he can bring his mother in and he can talk to her.
Thank you.
Tell him no touching, no hugging, none of that stuff, okay?
Let's just get the demo. Or you need to use this screen now. You use this one.
So I'll pull it out. You know where to put it.
I know. I'm glad I got to see half of it.
Anything so far that wasn't what you expected it to look like?
Some people did not answer in alignment with their questionnaires, which I thought.
When he talks to his mom, we'll step out.
Through that process, we call that lying.
So like,
But it's very difficult in front of a room full of people. So, yeah.
sure.
It happens, but I get some people say, I can't be fair or black and
Right.
white. I'm always going to say that.
Right.
But some people,
Leave Henry my phone, please.
like there was a guy that took a real harsh stance last week.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked a question, I didn't understand.
Yeah.
Well, this is what you're answering.
Right.
You read it again, read it 3 times. Yeah, if I ask questions, that's what we get. No touching, you gotta stay here, she's gotta skip it. She'll be able to talk. But yeah, and people have predisposed biases.
Right.
Some that don't even admit to themselves.
Right.
We'll, stay outside, yeah. It's like earlier, I see.
You guys can talk.
Raise your right hand, please. You swear to testimony about to give us the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
All right, have a seat right here. Make sure you're speaking into the microphone, okay?
Ready?
Skull.
Record spelling your last name.
Nicholas Northup, N-O,
How old are you?
22,
And were you a college student recently?
Harrow University,
So I'm going to direct your attention to July. How old were you on that day?
21 years old,
And what type of car did you own then?
2021 Ford Explorer.
Registered to you, or is it registered to someone else?
It's registered under my father,
And what is your phone that vehicle?
Correct.
What is the license plate of that car?
HYK 7490.
2024, were you driving that vehicle?
Yes.
And where were you going?
I was going to pick up my father from shoulder surgery.
And
I was in University Heights going into Shaker Heights.
anything out of the ordinary happened?
Yes.
What happened?
I got blocked in. It's a one-way car's parked on the right, and I got blocked in the left lane, and the passenger hopped out and held me at gunpoint.
So we're gonna back up a little bit. When you say, can you explain in a little bit more detail what you mean by that?
Yeah. So it's two lanes going in the same direction. So it's a one-way road with two lanes with a high median miles to my right. Cars park on the right-hand side of the road, so it takes up a lane. So you mostly just drive in the left lane.
So, and then when you say that a car blocked you in, did a car in front of you?
No, they were already ahead of me.
And then did they stop?
Yeah, they're adjacent to a car parked in the right-hand lane.
And after that car stopped ahead of you, did you have anywhere to go?
No.
What?
It was a gold sedan. I don't know the exact make and model.
And what happened after that car stopped in front of you?
The passenger hopped out of the right-hand side and pointed a gun, so I already knew.
What did you do after seeing the gun?
I just got out and let him have it.
So did that person walk closer to you?
Yeah.
How close did they come to you? And were they holding the gun level with your head?
Yes.
Are you familiar with guns?
Kind of, sort of.
So what did the gun look like?
It was a small silver handgun.
Anything to you?
Basically, lay down flat on the ground, count to 100, and don't look back.
And did you do that?
Yeah.
Did someone then drive away with your car?
Yes. I walked up to the nearest house and knocked on their door and asked them to use a phone to call the police.
And what did the person who approached you look like?
Average size African American male. He had his hood up with wearing all black. He had a surgical mask on.
Was it someone you have ever seen before that you know of?
No.
After you were at the nearest house, were you trying to locate, did you have your phone on you?
The phone was in my car.
So did you take any, what steps did you take?
I used the guy's iPad find my iPhone.
And when you say guy's iPad, are you talking about the homeowner of the house that you went to?
Correct.
And did the Shaker Heights police respond to this house?
Yes.
And were they able to also look on the Find My iPhone app with you to try to figure out where your phone was?
Yes, we found my phone.
Did the police locate your phone?
Yeah. It was off of Woodland Avenue.
Did your phone have a passcode?
Yes.
Got your phone back. Did you notice if anything had been searched on your phone?
Yes. The guns was in the search bar of my Amazon.
Was anything ordered?
No.
And while you were at the house of the resident in Shaker Heights, whose house you ran to after this happened, did the Shaker Heights police tip to collect DNA from your mouth?
Yes.
And had your girlfriend responded to that house to pick you up?
Yes. Nelson.
When were you made aware, if ever, that your car
In the morning on July 4th.
to retrieve your car from the Shaker Heights Police Department? I'm going to show you what has been marked as States Exhibits 1A through 1G. Are you able to see those on the screen in front of you?
No.
Are you not
Now I
able
do.
to see them on the screen in front of you?
Yep.
Looking at what has been marked as States Exhibit A, is this a photograph of your car?
Yes.
And is this how it appeared on July 3rd and 4th, 2024?
No.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, the damage.
Is this how the outside appeared on that day?
Yeah.
I'm turning next to State's Exhibit 1B. Is this a photo of the outside of your vehicle as well?
Yes.
State's Exhibit 1C, is this a photo of the outside of your vehicle?
Yes.
State's Exhibit 1D, is this a photo of the outside and the interior of your vehicle?
Yes.
1E, is this a photo of the interior of your vehicle?
Yes.
And it looks like there's something that's blue in the center console. Was that, or in the cup holder, was that there when you last had your vehicle?
No.
And 1F, do you recognize this photo?
Yes.
And what do you recognize it as?
My water bottles and the inside of my car.
State's Exhibit 1G, this is a closer up photo of what we saw that was blue inside of your cup holder. Was this?
No.
I'm now going to show you what has been marked as State's Exhibit 1F. What do we see in this photograph?
My dad's a fireman for Euclid, Ohio, so I always have a sticker on the front right and the top back left.
And was this sticker on your windshield when you last had it on July 3rd?
Yes.
And then when you got your car back, was that sticker still on the windshield?
Yes.
Has your car ever had a front license plate?
No.
Once you were able to get your car back, did you notice any damage to it?
Yes.
And what damage did you notice?
On the driver's side, wheel well, the trim was all pulled out. The front bumper had some damage to it. I had a cut in my passenger seat.
Was anything missing from your car?
Yes.
What was missing?
I had some golf clubs in there. I had a desk that I was transporting, my gym bag with all my gym equipment in it.
And other than the key to your car and the phone and your car itself that were taken, was there anything else in your car that was taken?
No.
Did you have keys to your house in your car?
Yes.
And were those taken?
Yes.
And what, if any, actions did you take as a result of losing your house keys?
I called my landlord and I told him the situation, and I went back to Strongsville, Ohio to stay there for a couple of days until you could get a locksmith out to change the locks.
And why is it that you did that?
Precautionary measures, because I saw that they were on my Amazon account, which is linked up to that house, and they also had the house keys.
At some point after you got your car back, did you go to the Shaker Heights Police Department and complete a photo lineup?
Yes.
And during that photo lineup, were you able to identify anyone?
No.
When you put your keys into your vehicle to start it, do you put them into an ignition or do you press a button to start your car?
It's a push to start.
So does that mean that you do not physically put any keys into the ignition?
No, the keys were actually located in my gym bag at the time.
Going back to that gold sedan that pulled up in front of you, how many people did you see in that car?
There had to be at least two.
Two, including the person who got out of the car to approach you?
No, just at least a driver and a passenger.
So when you say passenger and you say two people, are you including the person who got out of the
Yes,
car to
yes.
approach you? Okay. And were you able to see a description of the driver?
No.
What type of hair, if you recall, did the person who exited from the gold vehicle have?
Just black dreads.
The sticker that we just talked about and that's still up on the screen, the State's Exhibit 1F. Is that on the front or the back windshield?
Both.
And is it identical on both the front and
Correct.
the back windshield? And when this firearm was pointed at you, did you believe it to be real?
Yes.
When that vehicle, the gold sedan, drove away, did you see in which direction it drove or how it drove away?
They turned from South Boulevard, they turned right, which would be west onto Shaker Boulevard.
And are all of the pictures that we've looked at States Exhibit 1 pictures of your vehicle?
Yes.
Have they been altered or changed in any way as to how you last saw your vehicle?
No.
Your Honor, the state would move to admit States Exhibits 1A through 1F into evidence.
All right, I think they were admitted during.
No objection, Your Honor.
Yeah, so they're already admitted.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
All right, cross-examination?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Northup, my understanding is your car was taken on July 3rd, 2024 in Shaker?
Correct.
About what time?
About 3:30 in the afternoon.
Well lit?
Hmm?
Was it well lit?
Yeah.
I'm assuming 3:30?
Yeah.
You said that there were two people total in the car, a driver and a passenger?
That's the least amount that had to be in there. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. So it could have been two, it could have been
Correct.
more. Okay. You described the gun, you indicated that you got to look at this firearm.
Correct.
And your description was that it was silver and
Yes.
small.
Yes.
Any further description?
No.
But you're positive it was silver.
Yes.
Now, you indicated that when you got locked in, you knew what was going on
Mm-hmm.
before these other people said anything to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you got out of the car and got on the ground?
Yes.
And the individual that approached you had a hoodie that was up, the hood was up on the hoodie,
Correct.
and had a surgical mask on.
Correct.
So he was pretty well covered.
Yes.
And were you face down when you got on the ground?
Yes.
So at that point, you really didn't have an opportunity to see him.
No.
And when you were presented with a photo lineup, you couldn't make any identification.
Correct.
Did you see the driver of the gold car?
I did not.
You didn't see him or her at all?
Nope.
You mentioned on direct the person had black dress.
Correct.
How could you tell that with the hood up?
They were sticking out of the side of the hood.
Okay. And how long do they appear to go? How long do they appear to be?
About 10 inches. Not too long. Not too short.
Past his shoulders?
No.
Would you describe it as shoulder length?
Slightly above. Enough to stick out of the side of the hoodie.
Okay. One moment, Your Honor. Could you describe the car that you're saying boxed you in?
Yeah, I can't tell you the make or model. It was a gold sedan.
positive about the color.
Yeah.
Nothing further, thank you.
All right, any redirect?
Did anyone else that day have any permission to take your car?
No.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
Anything based on that?
No, thank you,
You
Ron.
may step down, thank you. All right, next witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, the state would ask to play the deposition of Beina Bandwalker.
Okay.
From the court.
All right, you swear the testimony about to give us the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
All right, have a seat. Roll.
Introduce yourself to the court, stating your name and spelling your last name.
Okay. Good afternoon. Am I audible? Can you hear me?
Yes, thank you.
My name is Beina Bandwalker. Last name is spelled as Bandwalkar.
And on July 3rd of 2024, where were you living?
In Willoughby Hills, Ohio. Pine Ridge
The Pine Ridge Apartment
Apartments
Complex?
Complex, yeah.
And that's in Willoughby Hills, Lake County, Ohio?
Yes.
And who did you live there with?
My husband,
And what is your husband's first name?
Mandar, Mandar.
And on the evening of July 3rd, 2024, were you at the Pine Ridge Apartments complex?
Yes.
And what were you doing that evening?
So that evening we had gone to pick a bicycle and we just returned and we were with a big package from FedEx. So I was waiting right in front of the leasing office, the gym packaging mailroom is. So I was keep track of the package.
And when you say you were waiting outside, were you standing outside the leasing office or were you waiting somewhere else?
No, I was in the parking lot inside my car.
And what type of car were you sitting in?
It's a 2015.
And what were you doing while you were sitting in your car?
I was just waiting, looking at my phone.
I am going to show you what has been known as State's Exhibits 2A and 2B. And Ms. Bandwalker, do you recognize what I've just handed you?
Yes, it is our parking lot in my apartment complex, right in front of the leasing office.
And other than the words that have been added to label the fitness center, the leasing center, the pool, and the arrows that have been drawn, does this otherwise look to be a fair and accurate copy of the apartment where you lived at that time?
Yes.
Your Honor, permission to publish State's Exhibit 2A.
No, Judge. Once admitted.
So Ms. Bandwalker, looking at State's Exhibit 2A on the screen, do you recognize this as the Pine Ridge Apartments Pine Ridge Apartments complex?
Yes,
And is this where you were living at that time?
yes.
Now, using the clicker that's in front of you, it does have a button at the top that is a laser. Will you please point to the general area where you were waiting for your package?
This,
And then will you please point to where the package was going to be delivered to that you were watching?
so where it says leasing center, the other side of the leasing center, there's a mail room and like restrooms and stuff. So there, usually bigger packages are delivered there.
Thank you. Your Honor, permission to publish State's Exhibit 2B.
Objection to 2B.
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Submitted.
Do you recognize State's Exhibit 2B to be another photograph of the Pine Ridge Apartments?
Yes, this is like in detail, a zoomed in photograph of the area.
And when you look at the arrows, does that designate your understanding of which ways cars are supposed to drive in this parking lot?
Yes, both are one ways, like there's only one way traffic through them, so the arrows are pointing right.
And using your pointer, will you please show us again where you were parked?
So I was, just a second, sorry. Yeah, so I was here like in one of these lots, right in front of the entrance to the fitness center, because I wanted to keep an eye on this entrance for the mail room as well as my buildings right here. So I wanted to see both entrances. That's the reason I was parked here in one of these like 3 parking spaces.
And around what time was it that you were waiting for your package?
So I want to say in between 7:40 to 8:05, in between those times.
And while you were sitting in your car, did anyone approach you?
Yes, I was approached by, so I was, let's say, facing to the fitness center, and my window was rolled down a little bit because it was warm, but it was breezy, so I wanted to just make use of, I wanted to feel better. So two guys approached me from behind the car, and they came in front, like right by the window, and
Did they approach your driver's side or your passenger side?
driver's side where I was sitting. I was in the driver's seat, and they approached the driver's side.
And your car is positioned facing the leasing center?
Yes.
Did you see these 2 individuals exit a vehicle?
No.
Does one of those individuals come all the way up to your driver's side window?
Yes.
And then what, if anything, did that person say?
He said, "Give me your keys," and I didn't quite hear properly, so I thought maybe they wanted my parking spot. So I asked again, "What? What do you want?" And then I think he said in a louder tone that, "Give me your keys give me your keys and phone." So I then just froze and I said no. And I immediately went to roll back my windows up, and like I just pressed those buttons immediately, like an immediate reflex. So I just started my car back on, put the window back up, and I tried to drive. And in the second time when he said that, he showed me a gun. He had a gun. It was silver gray shade, and he lifted it from, like it was in his waist. I'm sorry, I need to take
No, that's okay. Let's back up a little bit.
Yeah.
So first you said someone approached you, and what's the first thing that person said?
"Give me your keys."
And at this point, is your car on or off?
The car is off.
So what do you do first after this person says, "Give me your keys"?
So at first I didn't understand what he wanted to say, and so I asked again, "What do you want?" And he said, then maybe he thought I didn't hear properly, so he said in a bit louder tone that, "Give me your keys and phone." And I said no. As a reflex, I just said no.
What did he do when you said no?
He lifted his shirt, his hoodie, and he took the gun. He started to take the gun out, and it was like a very fast action on his part. He took the gun out, and I started to click on the button to roll the windows up, and my other hand was the button to start the car to get out of there. And he took the gun out, and he just like showed, put it in. By the time the windows were up, but it was in my face, so he put it right in my face, and he was starting to talk something. I didn't hear it because the windows were up, and then immediately the other car came right in front. So the other car started to drive up the front, and the driver's side, the person in the driver's side started to yell, let's go, and the guy started to run towards the car, and then they just got in the car. By the time the car was right in front of me, so I was thinking they're trying to block me or something, but that didn't happen. They just started yelling, let's go, and both the guys ran towards the car, sat in the car, and then they sped up, and they sped and went through this way, which is the wrong way. Like, it's a one words, but they rushed out towards here.
So we're gonna back up a little bit. After that person removed a gun from their waistband, were you able to see what color the gun was?
I saw the handle, like the end portion. It was a silver gray looking gun, and when I saw it out, it was probably this width, like it was this size, smaller. And later on, when I flagged our security and when he called the policeman and we were talking, he said that, yeah, it looks like a semi-automatic,
It's sustained.
But it was this length, like a smaller gun.
So after the gun was taken out of the waistband and pointed at you, was it level with your head? Was the gun
Yeah,
pointed
it was
at your
like
head?
right, yeah, this angle, so yes.
And did that individual say anything while that gun was pointed at your head?
It was really quick, and he was saying something, but I didn't hear anything because by the time I'd already rolled my windows up and I was starting to get out of there, so I didn't hear anything.
And did you believe the gun to be a real gun?
It did not look like a toy gun as much as I've seen toy guns, but I honestly haven't seen a real gun other than the movies and other than pictures, so I don't know, but it did not look like a toy gun. I was scared, really scared that time.
Did you believe it to be a real gun at that time?
I did believe.
Will you please repeat your answer to that question? Did you believe it to be a real gun at that time?
Yes, I did believe it. I was genuinely scared.
And will you please use the pointer and show us, once these individuals, you said someone from the red car yelled, let's go, let's go. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's how, so let's say, for example, I was here, the red car, when they started yelling, I saw them somewhere at this space, like this area, and then they started to come towards this exit. So at one point they were right in front of me, and at that time I thought they were trying to block me right in front. But they immediately just rushed and went away. So they were already like in motion.
As you sit here today, do you feel confident that what you saw was a gun?
Yes.
And did you believe that they were going to hurt you?
Yes. I was so scared at that time. I immediately flagged down the security officer who was patrolling in the area, and the next thing I was going to call 911, but he said he had a direct line, so he made the call and he called the cops immediately. So I just wanted to get it and right then and there to inform them that there are people with gun roaming around.
And you said that there were two people. Did one person do all of the talking?
Yes.
And did one person approach your car with the gun?
No, they were both there together, but only one person did the talking. I knew there was another guy with him, but I did not pay attention to him. I was just focused on the guy who was doing the talking.
And what did the person who was doing the talking look like?
He had dreadlocks that I remember up until like neck length, and he is light skinned, darker person, and like medium to slim build, not too bulky or muscular. I remember that, and he was in a hoodie.
What color was the hoodie?
Black. Yeah, it was black.
And other than the black hoodie, do you recall anything about the clothing that he was wearing?
No, it wasn't the zip up ones. It was like up until his neck, so it was covered.
Is it the type of hoodie that has strings coming down in the front?
I did not see strings. No.
You mentioned lighter skinned or dark. Was this person African American?
Yes.
What age did you estimate this person to be?
At that time, also I had informed the officers that he looked to be somewhere around, 20 to 25 years of age, somewhere in that age group.
And did this person have any visible face or neck tattoos?
Not that I remember. No, I do not remember seeing any tattoos.
Are you familiar with guns generally?
No.
So after this happened and after that car drove away, and remind us everything you can remember about the car.
It was a red SUV, new and shiny, as if it had, it looked kind of new or polished. So I remember the color red. I remember it was an SUV, and they just just sat in there and sped with it. So that's all my brain could remember, and I immediately informed the officers then that I saw this. And so if you try to go now, you might be able to catch them because they are in that red SUV, and it's quite, it's bright and red, and it's quite visible.
So what did you do immediately after this happened?
So my husband was actually waiting on the other side of the apartment complex because we were waiting for the FedEx truck. So I was waiting right in front of the mail room, and he was waiting on the other side of the building around the back entrance. So I immediately called him and I said, someone tried to rob me, and I don't know what to do. And he's like, just get out of there, come here, come at the back entrance, we'll figure something out. And I immediately drove towards the back entrance. So I went and stopped at the back parking lot where the back entrance of my building is, and he was there, and then I just lost it after that point. So I started crying and I was shivering, and so he said that maybe they are around, let's just hide the car, put it in our parking space is below the building, it's underground. So we then tried to drive to our parking space so the car is at least inside, and then to figure out what else we can do. But luckily, when I was going to my parking space, I found our security car, like the security detail of the apartment complex. So I found his car and I started talking to him that this is what happened and I need to talk to somebody, at least we need to call the cops.
And then did the police respond to the Pine Ridge Apartments?
Yeah.
And did you see both the individual who was doing the talking who'd approached your car and the other individual standing there both get into that red vehicle?
Yes. They both just ran off.
Do you recall going to the Willoughby Hills Police Department for a lineup on July 10th, 2024?
Yes.
And do you recall having an officer show you multiple different folders, each with a picture inside of it?
Yes.
Your Honor, permission to approach the witness. I've just handed you what has been marked for identification as State's Exhibits 3A through 3G. Do you recall looking at these photographs during your lineup?
Yes.
And do you recall during your lineup first identifying the individual in folder number 2?
Yes.
So I'm going to draw your attention to what has been marked as State's Exhibit 3B, which was the photo contained in folder number 2. Do you recall identifying this photo?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Do you recall identifying this photo?
Yes.
And what about that photo did you recognize about the person who had pointed a gun at you?
The hair and the general, like, the layout of the face. I mean, nothing was very obvious, like a big build or tattoos, like you said, but just the face that I saw.
Is the hair in that photo a hairstyle that you would consider to be dreadlocks?
Yes.
Was the person who approached your car with the firearm wearing a mask or hiding their face in any way?
No.
And do you recall during your photo lineup assigning a percentage to how strongly you would identify this photo with the individual who robbed you?
Yes, I said about 80 to 85%. I was sure it was him.
And turning now to what has been marked as State's Exhibit 3C, this was a photo in folder number 3. Do you recall also identifying this photo?
Yes, I had said that a small percentage, I believe it could be him.
And do you recall what percentage you assigned to that photo?
Not currently, I do not.
You said small percentage.
A smaller percentage.
And what about the individual in that photo appeared to be like the individual who had pointed a gun at you?
No, he has visible tattoos and his face is, I mean, that was not the face. So I would say maybe one of them, but not the guy who was there at that time.
And is that because the photo in the State's Exhibit 3C, that individual has neck and face tattoos?
Yes.
And you knew that the person who pointed a gun at you did not?
Yes, at that time, at least he did not.
Were you also shown a second lineup by the Willoughby Hills Police?
Yes.
And during that lineup, were you able to identify anyone?
I do not recall. I think so, but I can't be sure. It was a year at that time, so. I remember identifying 2 pictures, like I selected 2 pictures from from both the lists. And one I was very confident about, and one I was not sure if it's like 100% the same guy, but he could be, and a smaller percentage of him could be. So I identified 2 pictures.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have no further questions.
Cross-examination.
Thank you, Your Honor. Could you pronounce your last name for me? I don't want to stumble over it.
Bandwalker.
Ms. Bandwalker, you indicated that you were parked between 7:40 and 8:05.
Yes.
How light was it at that point?
It was peak summer. It was pretty bright outside.
Okay, so lighting wasn't an issue.
No, it
Were
wasn't.
the lights on in the parking lot?
No, it was quite sunny. There were no lights in the parking lot at that time.
And in your testimony this afternoon, you talked about 2 males approaching the car.
Yes.
Was there ever a time that you indicated there was only one male that approached the car?
No, there were two. They were standing side by side.
Do you ever recall saying you weren't sure if there were two people or three people involved?
No, I was pretty sure there were two at least who came close to the car, and when in the car there were the driver, and I'm not sure if he had another person with him in the other red car, but the people...
There could have been another person other than the driver?
Could be, yes.
And do you recall making a statement that the person that spoke to you had shoulder-length dreadlocks?
Neck length, like low, like up until here, so, yeah, yes.
Did you ever make the statement that the person who approached you had shoulder-length dreadlocks? Is that something that you said?
I mean, lower neck length and up till shoulder, yes, I did mention that.
And the person that approached wasn't wearing a mask?
No.
And you're saying that you didn't notice any face or neck tattoos on this individual?
No.
Now, in the photo lineups, you indicated that one of the pictures you were 80% sure.
Yes.
In the video, you indicated that you were 20% sure of the other picture. Does that sound accurate?
Yeah, it was a very small percentage that I was sure about it.
Well, it's 20.
Probably.
The number that you used was 20.
Yeah.
You agree with that or not?
Yes, I would say yes.
And when you went through the pictures, you didn't see number two go through them and then tell the officer that's the guy, did you?
I'm sorry, I did not understand that.
You didn't go through you were given 10 folders, I believe?
Yes.
Okay. And you were asked to look at all 10 folders?
One by one, yes.
Which you did.
Yes.
When you looked through the first 10 folders, when you looked through the folders the first time, you didn't tell the officer that was administering the lineup, I know who it is, did you?
I don't recall. I saw all the pictures
Right. And then you went through them again?
Yes.
Because you weren't sure the first time?
It's not that I wasn't sure, it was more like I was trying to, like I said, even during that time and when I was speaking to the officer, I was so numb and I was so jittery at that time that I had to go through everything again. I had to recall everything again. I had to talk about everything again, and it was difficult. So yes, I had to look through them again.
So the first time you weren't sure, you wanted to go through them again?
It wasn't that I wasn't sure. It's just that I wanted to see again, just to be sure that I'm not making a wrong call.
Just to be sure?
That I'm not making a wrong call.
Right, but you wanted to go through a second time to be sure, the implication being you weren't sure the first time.
She's answered that now 3 times, so let's move on.
All right. Did you see any of these 3 or 4 individuals use a cell phone?
No.
Did you see any cell phones on any of the 3 or 4 individuals?
No, not that I recall, no.
You indicated that the person that approached your window was wearing a hoodie.
Yes.
Was the hood up or down?
Down, because I could see his hair, so down, yes.
One moment, Your Honor. Nothing.
No redirect, Your Honor.
You may step down.
Thank you.
Okay, next witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state calls Sarah McCulla.
Can you raise your right hand, please? You swear to tell us being about to give us the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, have a seat right here. Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning.
Morning.
Could you please state your first and last name and spell both?
Sarah McCulla, SarahMcCullough.
Where are you currently employed?
Central Dispatch to the Lake County Sheriff's Office.
What is your current job title?
I am Supervisor Sergeant of Dispatch.
How long have you been with Central Communications?
5.5 years?
Did you recently get promoted?
Yes.
What is Central Communications?
Central Communications handles all the wireless 911s for Lake County. We also dispatch for several police and fire agencies throughout the county.
Lake County?
Yes.
Where is Central Communications located?
In Kirtland, off Garfield Road.
What is the process when a 911 call comes in from a landline versus a cell phone?
Cell phone 911s hit off of the cell phone towers throughout the county. Those come in to our emergent lines. The admin lines are, somebody has to directly dial the phone number to that specific police department to come into our center.
What is an admin line? What does that mean?
That means it's a non-emergency line, so somebody would have to dial the number directly for that police department and not 911 for it to come into that other line.
Okay, so if I am at my home located in Willoughby Hills, Ohio, and I use a landline that is a phone attached to the wall and dial 911, who will it ring to?
That will ring to our center.
Central Dispatch?
Correct, yes.
Okay. In addition to calling from a residence landline, if a person from Lake County calls a non-emergency local police department number, that will also come to Central?
If it is one of our agencies.
Okay. Which agencies does Central Communications dispatch for?
Police departments, we dispatch for the Sheriff's Office, Lake County Metro Parks, North Perry, Prairie Village, Painesville City, Fairport, Grand River, Willoughby Hills, White Hill, Timberlake, Kirtland Hills, and Lakeland on the weekends.
When a city has their own dispatch and a call comes into Central, do you then transfer that call to that police agency's dispatch center?
Yes, if it's outside our jurisdiction.
Does Central Communications dispatch for the city of Willoughby Hills?
Yes.
Police Department? Okay. And it's in Willoughby Hills in Lake County, Ohio?
Yes.
Now, what software programs do you utilize at Central Communications?
We utilize ICAD, which is our call system. We also utilize different radio systems. We have different software that helps us with the pings, Rapid SOS, flat cameras, different softwares that help us bring information in.
When you say pings, what do you mean?
We have Rapid SOS that actually brings into us and throws onto like a Google map format to us, showing the exact address within a certain amount of radius that the call's coming in at.
And you mentioned earlier the ICAD system. Is that ICAD?
Yes.
What is that program?
That is our CAD system. That is what we enter our calls in, dispatch our police and fire departments through.
When you're utilizing the ICAD system, do multiple people have access to that program?
Within the room, yes.
What information is included in the ICAD system?
First, we gather the address of wherever the incident's happening, what kind of call it is. If the caller wants to leave their information, we gather that, and then the nature of the call, whatever the information the caller's.
When a 911 call comes into Central Communications, do you take the call single-handedly or work as part of a team?
As call taker, we'll take the initial call, and who's ever working that police desk will then dispatch out to their police departments.
Does that second Central Communications employee broadcast information out to the officers?
Yes.
Okay, is that second Central Communications dispatcher able to hear everything that you are communicating with the 911 caller?
They do not hear it, they're seeing what's going into the CAD.
Do you put written notes into the CAD system
Yes.
that the other employees are able to view?
Yes.
And are documents saved and generated as part of the practice of Central Communications from that CAD system?
Yes, it does keep it.
And were you able to review those prior to testifying here today?
Yes.
And you were not presented with a 911 call to really listen to, given that this occurred July 3rd, 2024. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
What is the flock camera system and how does it work on your end at Central Communications?
The flock system is a web-based program that we get alerts from that send us people with warrants, stolen vehicles, stolen license plate, missing people. That'll alert us. We can also utilize that in searching for license plates that were given to see if we can locate a vehicle.
When you say stolen vehicles, are you automatically notified of stolen vehicles?
It has to be entered through the lead system, which is done through a program, and that automatically hits on the cameras and alerts us that there's a stolen vehicle and where it's at.
What information is entered into the lead system for a stolen vehicle?
It'll come through the police department that is reporting the vehicle stolen, the license plate, VIN, information about where it was taken from, the make, model, year of the vehicle.
The police department inserts that information into leads and that vehicle license plate appears on the flock system. You would be able to see that?
Yes, it shows us a picture of the vehicle.
Is the flock system a recorded singular photograph system, or is it a live view of wherever the flock camera is physically located?
It'll give us a snapshot, but it's not a live view.
Do you at Central Communications also in for stolen vehicles into leads?
Yes.
Now, when you view the flock camera system, do you just get a picture of the vehicle and the plate?
It'll get it's hitting off of and a glimpse of the map of where that flock camera is.
Does the picture contain a view of who is inside that car or who is driving when it is captured by the flock system?
Not necessarily.
When you say the location, is that the location of the flock camera?
Yes.
What is a BOLO and how does it work at Central Communications?
A BOLO is something that we send out to surrounding agencies provided by our police departments on information on missing people, attempt to look like that to alert other agents.
Agencies can put a BOLO out.
Yes, and other
Agencies be out of county.
Yes.
When you're entering a BOLO for a information, is typically broadcast in a BOLO as it relates to a vehicle.
That usually comes from the officers, but normally it is generated with the make, year, model, plate, VIN if we have it, information again on who possibly took it, if it was taken with keys, any kind of officer safety, weapon information, whatever the officer is providing to us.
Is the color common trait that can be broadcast as well in a BOLO?
Yes.
If a Lake County agency enters a BOLO, does it have to be put out through Central, or can the individual police agency enter the bolo themselves?
Depending on the timing of the day, some police departments have their own clerks on during the normal business hours that they'll have their clerks put out. If it's after hours, Central Communications can put those out.
What is considered after hours typically?
Typically Monday through Friday, anywhere between 8 to 4.
So if a bolo is put out outside of those hours, it would oftentimes be put out through Central Communications?
Yes.
Objection.
Overruled.
If a non-Lake County agency puts out a bolo, how do you at Central Communications receive that information and then transmit it out?
We receive that through the lead system, through our CAD system, and we send to the officers' computers that they have in their cruisers, also broadcast that over to the radio of the information that the other agencies have sent out, and alert them on any of the information.
Is Central Communications the only Lake County agency that receives information in bolos from out-of-county agencies?
No.
I'm going to draw your attention to a 911 call placed in this case for the Willoughby Hills Police Department on July 3rd, 2024. Do you recall in reviewing your CAD system what time the 911 call came into Central Communications?
I do not.
Is that time documented anywhere?
Yes, it's on the CAD system.
Okay. And if I showed you a printout of the CAD system, would that refresh your memory as to the time the call came in?
Yes.
Okay. And with that, are you also able to tell me what time the officers were dispatched and what time officers arrived on scene?
Yes.
Okay. Sitting here now, are you unable to recall the specific times? For
Correct.
all three of those?
Yes.
Okay. All right, do you see this document up on your screen?
Yes.
Do you recognize it?
Yes, that's our call screen.
Okay. And in looking at that document, does that refresh your memory of the time that the call came in, the time the officers were dispatched, and what time officers arrived on scene?
Yes.
Okay, what are those times?
Call came in at 8:12 p.m. Officers were dispatched at 8:17 p.m. They arrived at 8:22, and the call was closed out of our system at 9:11 p.m.
What does that mean, closed out of your system?
It means that the officers cleared the scene and they went back to work on their reports.
Okay. What location did you dispatch police officers to?
I believe it was Bishop Park Apartments.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I believe it was Bishop Park Apartments. Bishop.
Okay, where is that located?
In Willoughby Hills.
Okay, is that in Lake County, Ohio?
Yes.
Okay, and would the specific apartment complex be listed in your CAD documents?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know if this call that came in was from a landline or a cell phone?
Based off the CAD system, it came in on an admin line.
What is an admin line again?
That is a number that has to be dialed directly to the police department and not 911.
Okay, so it rolls over from the police department to Central Communications?
It comes straight to us.
Okay. What was the nature of the phone call that came into Central Communications?
It came in from an anonymous caller that a vehicle had pulled in, and it was a female who...
Overruled.
You can continue.
A female who had just recently been attacked in the parking lot. They gave the vehicle description and the two descriptions of the, I believe, males that were involved in the incident.
Okay, did you have any names of males involved?
No.
Okay, and the description of the vehicle, do you recall what the plate was that was provided to Central Communications?
No.
would that plate be documented in your system?
Yes.
Are you unable to recall what that plate is?
Yes.
If I show you this document, would that refresh your memory?
Yes.
Okay, what was the plate that was provided to you?
The plate is HYK 7490 that was provided to us.
And what did you do as a result of being provided that plate?
That was entered into our flock system to see if it had hit the flock camera in Willoughby Hills.
Okay, and were you able to determine an inbound and outbound time?
Yes.
And what were those times in what location?
It hit the inbound Par Lane camera going into the complex at 8:03 p.m. and left at 8:06 p.m.
Do you know where the Par Lane camera is located?
No.
After this plate was put into the flock camera, was it the information on the times 8:03 and 8:06 p.m. provided to the police officers involved?
I can't speak to that. I was not working that part of the desk that day.
Did Willoughby Hills Police Department put out their own bolo that night?
Yes.
And just generally, what information was included in that bolo put out by Willoughby Hills?
The nature
Overruled.
nature of the incidents that happened. It also went out with the vehicle, the plate, the description of the two suspects.
And that plate you're talking about, is that the HYK 7490 plate?
Yes.
Okay. May I have one moment, Your Honor?
Yep.
I have no further questions. Thank you.
All right, cross-examination.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. McCulla, you testified on direct that when 911 calls come in via cell phone, that you ping the calls.
Correct.
You recall that? And is it fair to say that the ping gives you a range of where that cell phone could be?
Yes.
Okay. As opposed to a pinpoint location, it gives a range.
Yes.
The flock cameras, is it fair to say that those focus mainly on the license plate?
It could also pick up on other identifying factors depending on the information whatever agencies entered the stolen vehicle or whatever the case is.
For example, what would be the other things?
Again, the missing person, it could hit off of a social, it could hit off a driver's license number. Specifically, this one hit off of the plate that was entered stolen.
Okay. And in this case, we're only dealing with the license plate, right?
Yes.
And from the information that at your disposal, you don't know anything about the occupants of the automobile in question.
I don't understand, I'm sorry.
You don't know, based on the information that you got from Flock, you don't have any information about the passengers of the vehicle.
Correct, from Flock.
Now, this anonymous caller, if I understood you correctly, they called the police department directly,
Yes.
and that call rolled over to your department?
Comes in through the Willoughby Hills police line.
One moment, Brian.
Lodymyr, last name Savka, S-A-V-K.
Floyd,
Shake eyes, please.
what is your current job title?
Detective.
How long have you held the role of detective? Approximately.
Since July of 2022.
Prior to being assigned to the Detective Bureau, did you hold any other positions at the Shaker Heights?
I was a patrolman since 2017 patrolman. June 2017, and I'm assigned to a SWAT unit as well.
What is the difference between patrol and Detective Bureau? What is the difference?
Patrol generally handles calls for service and take initial collects initial facts and evidence at the scene, and then Detective Bureau is responsible to investigate the leads, and we have investigate the leads and figure it out. Perhaps into intelligence. Yeah.
What is the structure of the Detective Bureau in
Generally
different
speaking,
divisions?
we get assigned. So we have a general bureau, burglary bureau, as well as we refer to. We have an intelligence unit, and we have a juvenile bureaus we refer to.
Which unit or division are you assigned to?
Robberies. I'm currently assigned to intelligence thing that has
What types of cases do you work on in the intelligence?
things that are going on in generally speaking, we get assigned narcotics, burglaries, anything involved with a weapon, any type of what we refer to as street crime, so aggravated robberies, anything that has a string of multiple things that are going on in our area and region police departments. Our responsibility is to get together with other police departments and also get together.
Shaker Heights in Cuyahoga County. Now, Shaker Heights, that is located in Cuyahoga County, adjacent to Lake
Yes,
County.
we did. Correct.
department initially dispatched to an aggravated robbery that occurred in Shaker Heights in Cuyahoga County?
So we did receive a call for service. Yes, we did. Which patrol responded.
Did you
to it.
receive that initial call, and did you respond initially to that scene?
I responded to. So we did receive a call for service, which patrol responded to it, and then shortly after I responded to assist patrol.
When you arrived on scene, what was your role to assist
Initially,
the
I did not
patrol
respond
officers?
directly to the scene. Initially, I did not respond directly to the scene. I responded to a case. We had a victim's phone that was pinging, and it was pinging going in the west direction into Cleveland. So I responded to and attempted to locate the phone with a vehicle.
What do you mean by the phone was pinging?
So the victim had his car taken and his cell phone was still in a vehicle. So to my understanding, my recollection, he was using iPhone app to locate his phone. So at that time, we were getting location information that patrol officers were trying to follow up and follow that vehicle. So I responded to help them out.
Okay, so the person whose vehicle was taken in Shaker Heights, what was his name?
Nicholas Northup.
And Nicholas was using an iPhone application to try and locate his missing cell phone.
To my recollection, I believe that's what it was, yes.
What area of Cleveland did you respond to help look for the missing cell phone?
Objection. Overruled.
If my memory serves me correctly, it was Woodland and East 110th is where we ended up finding the cell phone. So it was going in the westbound direction until we got to that point.
Is Woodland and East 110th located in the city of Shaker Heights or another jurisdiction?
It's located in Cleveland, city of Cleveland.
Does the city of Cleveland border parts of Shaker Heights?
Yes, we do.
Were you or other members of your department successful in locating Mr. Northrop's cell phone?
Yes, one of our patrol officers located the phone.
When the phone of Mr. Northrop was located, did the police take any steps in the investigation related to that cell phone?
I was not, at that moment, I was not.
What?
I was not on scene when they located the phone. However, I do know that they collected blind swabs from the cell phone.
Overruled.
What is a blind swab? What does that mean?
It's a cotton swab. It looks like a Q-tip, and we swab the area where potential suspect touched to an attempt to send. We'll send it out. We would send it out to a laboratory and attempt to obtain DNA. Correct.
In addition to taking a swab of Mr. Northrop's cell phone, did the Shaker Heights Police Department also collect DNA swabs from the cheeks of Mr. Northrop?
Yes, we collected DNA Northup and a female who also had access to his cell phone and be on that cell phone.
When you arrived on scene to assist in this investigation, was that Mr. Northrop?
Already speaking with patrol officers.
Did you or anyone in your department locate Mr. Northrop's missing vehicle at that time?
No, we did not.
What steps were taken to transmit stolen vehicle information to other law enforcement agencies in the area?
So what that means is that we're sending paperwork out to our leads, where anytime a officer runs or types in the license plate, it'll come back as stolen. And then I'm aware that we also put out a BOLO, which stands for Be on the Lookout, to other counting us just to inform them that we had an aggravated robbery and this is the type of car that was taken.
What were the vehicle identifiers that were included in the BOLO that was put out by the Shaker Police Department?
If I remember correctly, they had a license plate, that it was a Ford, they either described it as red or maroon license plate, and it said something along the lines that it was taken during aggravated robbery.
Okay, and the type of vehicle, an SUV?
Correct.
Now, July 3rd into July 4th, just after midnight, were you still on shift working?
No, I was not.
When you wanted to work, did you have any involvement with Mr. Northup's vehicle?
Yes, the following day I received a phone call from my supervisor asking to return to work and assist with processing the vehicle.
So you were not involved in getting this vehicle belonging to Mr. Northup?
I was not directly involved. The vehicle was found in Cleveland. I was never directly involved there. My assignment started when I came to work and the vehicle was already in a prop-up.
Where is the property locker located? At your police department?
Correct, Shaker Police Department.
And when you first responded to your department, did you take a series of photographs?
Yes, I did.
Your Honor, may I approach the witness? Thank you. Handing you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 1A through G. I'll have you take a look at these items. This is also a pointer. Have you finished looking at State's Exhibit 1A through G?
I did.
Are they fair and accurate photographs?
They are.
Your Honor, I move to admit and publish State's Exhibits 1A through G at this time.
Objection to those exhibits?
No, Your Honor.
All right, they're admitted.
May I publish, Your Honor?
Yep.
Detective Savka, what are we looking at in State's Exhibit number 1A?
This is the victim's vehicle that was taken on July 3rd. This is Nicholas Northup vehicle that he was driving on that night.
What is the manufacturer of this vehicle and what color is it?
It's a maroon Ford.
What is depicted in State's Exhibit 1B? What are we looking at?
It's the same vehicle. It's a maroon Ford that was driven by Mr. Northup.
State's Exhibit 1C, what are we looking at and what side of the vehicle?
It's the same vehicle that Mr. Northup was driving, and this is the passenger side of the vehicle.
States Exhibit 1D, what is this?
Same vehicle that Mr. Northup was driving, and this is the driver's side with an open door.
States Exhibit 1E, what is
Inside of the vehicle, the steering wheel and the center console.
States Exhibit 1?
The vehicle that Mr. Northup was driving.
And States Exhibit 1G, what is this?
This is the center console of the Ford that Mr. Northup was driving, and this is a center console where a glove was found.
In addition to taking photographs, what else did you do to process this vehicle? And I'll display States Exhibit 1D.
I collected a blind swab from inside of the vehicle.
Using the pointer, I believe it's the top button that's in front of you on the screen, are you able to point where you collected these blind swabs from?
I collected the swabs, which is located right here. I also collected swabs from the steering wheel, and then a gear shifter, which I cannot see in that picture.
Okay. So the door handle, is it the silver or the black and silver location further down?
It's the same door handle that you have to pull in order to get out of that car.
I'll move to States Exhibit 1. Is the gear shifter displayed?
The gear shifter in this vehicle.
So, object?
Correct.
Job for each look?
Or the cotton swabs, it comes with two, which will be used. And gear shifter got two swabs, a whole different gear for the steering wheel and door handles.
What type of packaging do you put the swabs in the items?
The paper packaging, so back in there, and then afterwards I will put it in a manila envelope that's an evidence envelope.
Once the evidence envelope is sealed and labeled, does it go to a secure evidence room at your police department?
Yes, we have a property room that's property custodian has access to unlock them.
And from there, do the swabs either get transferred to a different police agency or a crime lab for further processing?
Correct.
Now, in addition to processing the vehicle, were there two cell phones that you looked at in your portion of the investigation that were at your police department when you arrived for your next shift?
Yes, there were two cell phones.
Who did those cell phones belong to?
One of them belonged to King Hegwood, and another one belonged to Pierre Butler.
And as a result of having those cell phones, did you then obtain search warrants to be able to search those phones?
I did.
Once you obtained the search warrants, which officer was tasked with extracting the data from those cell phones?
Detective Kurt Faulky.
Is he also with the Shaker Heights Police Department?
Yes, he is.
And in your investigation, were you able to determine the phone numbers for those two cell phones that you had belonging to Mr. Hagwood and Mr. Butler?
I was able to figure out the cell phones. I believe I figured it out not through the search warrant, but through a subscriber's information subpoena for King.
Okay. And do you know the cell phone numbers off the top of your head for Mr. Butler and Mr. Hagwood?
I don't.
Okay. Are they contained anywhere that would refresh your memory?
They're both listed in my report.
Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
Yes.
Are you able to recall those phone numbers if I show you your report and have you take a look at it and then I'll take the report away from you?
Sure.
Does that refresh your memory?
It does.
Okay, and what are those two phone numbers?
216-801. I don't remember. Two 801-1094 is King Hagwood's phone number, and Pierre was 216-333-7964.
Shaker Heights Police Department did not end up charging an individual responsible for the actions that occurred in your jurisdiction in Shaker Heights. Is that correct?
Objection.
That is correct.
May I have 1 moment, Your Honor? Did Shaker Heights obtain a DNA swab from the cheek of Pierre Butler?
Yes, we did.
I have no further questions. Thank you.
Cross-examination. Thank you, Your Honor. On direct, you made references to a car theft that occurred in Shaker Heights. You call that?
Aggravated robbery that occurred in Shaker Heights, correct?
You would agree with me that that's not the case that you're testifying about this afternoon, correct?
I am not testifying to what occurred in Shaker Heights, correct?
Right. That alleged robbery has nothing to do with this case. It's not part of the indictment. It's not one of the allegations. Is that correct?
In my opinion, it's
I'm
somehow.
not asking for your opinion, yes or no.
It is tied up.
Okay. And would you agree that Cuyahoga County and Lake County have different venues?
They do, yes.
And in your training experience, you're familiar with the term venue?
I'm assuming you're referring to court?
Yes. In other words, a crime that occurred in Cuyahoga County wouldn't be prosecuted in Lake County and vice versa, correct?
Yes, sir.
That's what I mean when I say you refer to this other alleged ag robbery, but it's not part of this case.
Correct.
Now, you talked about this Maroon Explorer was recovered. You weren't part of that process of recovering the vehicle.
No, sir, I was not there.
So, as I visualized it as you were testifying, they found the vehicle and then they called you in.
correct?
I was made aware early in the morning on that day that the vehicle was recovered by the Cleveland Police Department. 2 individuals were arrested.
Okay. What time was that?
I don't remember the time.
Okay. And then you're attributing the phone numbers, one to Mr. Hadwood and one to Pierre Butler. Is that correct?
Correct.
And those cell phones were found in the Maroon Explorer, correct?
You would have to ask the Cleveland officers that took the 2 individuals in.
So you don't know?
I'm not going to testify to exactly where they were found, if they were found on person or in the vehicle.
Okay. So you don't know?
I don't recall.
One moment, Your Honor.
Redirect?
Yeah, Your Honor.
All right. Going off record.
Next witness?
Thank you, Your Honor. The state calls Detective Kurt Faulky.
You raise your right hand, please. Swear testimony about gives the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God.
I do.
All right, have a seat. Ms. Wood?
Thank you, Your Honor. Could you please state your first and last name and spell both for the record?
Kurt Faulky, K-U-R-T-F-A-L-K-E.
Where are you currently employed?
I'm a detective with Shaker Heights Police Department.
How long have you been employed with Shaker Heights Police?
Approximately 12 years.
Are you a certified peace officer in the state of Ohio?
Yes, ma'am.
Which police academy did you attend?
In Ohio, I attended the Cleveland Heights Police Academy.
Prior to being employed by Shaker Heights, were you employed in a law enforcement capacity elsewhere?
I worked for a sheriff's department in North Carolina for Forsyth County Sheriff's Department.
How do you spell that county?
F-O-R-S-Y-T-H.
Have you been with Shaker Heights Police Department while you've been in Ohio?
Yes, this is the only place I've worked in Ohio.
And were you involved in the initial response of the Shaker Heights Police Department to an aggravated robbery in your city on July 3rd, 2024?
I was not part of the initial response, no.
What are your job duties in the Detective Bureau?
Investigate cases and crimes in the city of Shaker Heights. I'm also a certified phone forensic operator for Celebrate and analyst for Celebrate.
What is Celebrate and what training do you have specific to that program?
Celebrate is a phone forensics software that our department purchases through the company. I completed training with them in spring of 2024, which is the year we also purchased the software to become a certified operator and analyst.
Did you use a different program to extract cell phone data prior to Celebrate?
We had another cell phone data extraction software. It was originally Sustine, and then it became Data Pilot. We used that for a couple of years prior to switching over to Celebrate.
Sustine spelled S-U-S-T-I-N-E?
S-U-S-T-E-E-N.
And were you trained on that program to extract cell phones?
I was trained by another detective associated with that one. I had never had the formal training through the company for that one.
And what
was the length of the training that you received directly from the Cellbrite company?
It was a 40-hour training.
Was that in person or online?
It was set up online to be completed with their instructors directly through the classroom.
What topics did you learn about in this Cellbrite training?
The general operation of the software, how to complete cell phone acquisitions, and then how to analyze the data once you receive the acquisition off the phone, and then creating of reports to be able to provide those reports to other officers or prosecutor's office.
Are given a cell phone and have permission either by consent or search warrant to search that phone. Can you walk us through the steps that you undertake to extract the data from a phone?
Shaker Heights has the more advanced Cellbrite system. It's called the Cellbrite Premium. You pay more for it, but it allows you to do unlocks for locked phones. So that is something that we have that some other agencies don't. So in a case where a search warrant would be required, the officer or detective would bring me the phone with a signed search warrant. I would verify that this is the phone that the search warrant is discussing through the IMEI number or the description of the phone. And then once that is done, then you connect the phone to the software. It kind of just walks you through, because it's going to ask you a couple of questions about the phone. Is this an Apple phone? Is this an Android phone? You provided the information you have, and then it kind of walks you through step by step of how to access the phone. And then the software itself actually does the accessing of the password. And then once it has gained access to the phone, then the software will ask you, do you want a full forensic physical acquisition of this phone? And in this case, the answer was yes.
Okay. And once you complete the full physical acquisition of the phone, is all that data then pulled into a program that's in a readable format that a user could then look at?
Yeah, so all the data, it's basically a mirror image of what's on the phone, but it's through Cellbrite's reader. So it pulls all the information from the phone and it saves it on the computer system, which is kept under lock and key. Our Cellbrite system is separate from anywhere else. It's kept by itself, where only certified users have access to it. Then from that, a report is created which transfers all that data into a readable report that is then given to the detective, where he can go through all the information on the phone and he can see what is important to his case, and he can create reports through that to share with the prosecutor's office.
What is the software program called that you can look at the contents of the cell phone prior to creating, say, a PDF report?
So on ours, it's Cellbrite Physical Analyzer, but then you create a Cellbrite Reader report so that when I give it to another detective, they have access to go through it all, just like I would have access to go through it all.
Okay, so when you provide the extraction to another detective, you don't necessarily have to print anything out. It's all in digital format that you can click through different features of the cell phone.
Yes, it has the application goes with the report. It has all the information that they can utilize the Cellbrite Analyzer Reader report to go through all the information so that they can see what is important to their case and what is not important to their case.
With the more advanced Cellbrite software, if you do not have a cell phone passcode to unlock the phone and complete the extraction, what do you do in that scenario?
So same as what I said earlier, you connect it to the software. It's going to ask you a few questions about the phone. You provide that information to the software. Cellbrite utilizes different methods. Sometimes they use a jailbreak, which is it's just constantly trying different passwords to get into the phone. And then depending on what type of phone it is, they also have software that allows it to bypass the password and to gain access to the phone.
And did you complete 2 phone extractions in this matter?
Yes.
Okay. Where, strike that, I'll ask a different question. Did those cell phones come from the Shaker Heights Police Department evidence room?
I didn't pull them out of the evidence room. I assumed that Detective Savka
Objection.
did.
Overruled.
Detective Savka provided me 2 cell phones associated with this case with a search warrant for both of them.
Okay. And once you took a look at that search warrant and verified the cell phones, did you then complete the extraction process that you just testified to?
I did.
Okay. Who did those cell phones belong to?
So I didn't go through the data. The Detective Savka advised, because I requested a report to go with it as well. And
Objection.
Overruled.
I believe that one of them was King Hagwood, but I don't recall who the other belonged to.
Okay. Hand you what's been marked as State's Exhibit number 7. Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
Yep.
Handing you what's been marked as State's Exhibit number 7. I'm going to have you cut open the top part and take a look at the envelope inside.
Okay.
Do you recognize State's Exhibit 7?
Yes.
What is it and how do you recognize it?
It's a Shaker Heights Police evidence envelope associated with case SHPD 2024-001098, and it was collected on July 4, 2024. And it says it was repackaged by Detective Savka on July 11, 2024.
Okay. And I'll have you open that cell phone or open that package and take a look at what's inside.
There's another evidence envelope and cell phone and a copy of a search warrant.
Okay. And that cell phone belongs to King Hagwood?
According to the search warrant inventory, it states that it belongs to King Hagwood.
Okay. And is that phone in the same or substantially same condition as when you did the extraction on it?
Yes.
Okay.
And then the writing at the top of this, where it says password 1124, that's my writing I add to this, so that if Celebrite provides us a password for a phone during the acquisition, I put it on the packaging so the detective will have that if he needs further access for some reason.
Okay. Thank you. I'll take that exhibit back from you. This phone.
It's an iPhone.
All right, so I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 11. Okay, so I clicked State's Exhibit 11, this subfolder, and then the folder titled Suspect iPhone 8 Global. And what are we looking at here in State's Exhibit number 11?
This would be the digital report that would be given to the detective. It's the digital files. It's all the files that were collected from the phone, and it would come with the reader that allows him to access those files to be able to review it.
Okay, and this is a very fairly large file
Yes.
size? Okay. And do you have experience trying to open these large cell phone extractions and how long they typically take?
It could take a while. Depending on the size of it, it could take 10, 15, 20 minutes to open. It'll just keep running until all the information's in.
Okay. Now, from this initial extraction, are you able to create PDF reports?
You are able, from the reader, you're able to create PDF reports that would you would be able to get all the information into. There's different types. There's like initial phone PDF report, which is going to give you just some kind of data specifically about this phone, and then you can get more in depth. Officers have the ability, or detectives have the ability, to go through and highlight specific pieces of evidence from the phone acquisition that they deem to be pertinent to the case, and maybe they just do a report specific to the evidentiary pieces that they found that they want to share with people or prosecutor.
Okay. I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit number 10. Okay, can you see State's Exhibit number 10 up on your screen?
I can.
Okay. What is this document?
This is a preliminary device report for Apple iPhone.
Okay, and this is 9 pages. I'm going to scroll through the 9. Generally, what information is included on page 2 through 9?
So these would be different accounts associated that were found inside the phone. You see Gmail account, Instagram account. It's going to give you some data. Maybe it'll give you the account username, or a telephone number that was associated with the account, or an email address that's associated with the account.
Okay. Different social media platforms?
Yeah, different, just different forms of accounts that are found on the phone. Google Fit was one of them.
Okay. Now, scrolling back to State's Exhibit 10, the first page, what model phone is this that we're talking about here?
It's iPhone 8.
Okay. And a little bit further down, we see in line 15 and line 20 the acronym MSISDN. What is that, and what numbers are listed?
So the MSISDN is the telephone number. It's an acronym that it basically means telephone number for the phone. On line 15, there isn't one listed, but on line 20, it's 1216-952-0073.
And what about on line 18? What is the other phone number listed?
That says last used MSISDN. That's 1216-801-1094.
How can a phone have 2 different numbers associated with it?
So your telephone numbers are typically go through your SIM card, but some phones allow for a digital SIM card as well. So you could have a physical SIM card and a digital SIM card, which could give you 2 telephone numbers. You could also have a telephone number associated with the phone through a application that might be on the phone that would be separate from the telephone number itself.
Can you give an example of what type of application would have a separate phone number apart from the phone number assigned by the carrier?
Possibly like a Text Now application or something along those lines. I don't know if that's in this specific situation.
Or Google Voice, is that another?
Google Voice would be another option.
Okay. Going to show you State's Exhibit number 12. Do you recognize this document?
This is an extraction report from Celebrite.
Okay, and when we're looking at State's Exhibit number 12, we see the first column, the # or hashtag numerically labeled, and then we see type and direction. What do those columns mean?
So the number is just the piece of evidence that you see that's been acquired, and then the number 2, the type is whether this is an instant message, is it a call log? It could go down, it'll list what type of transaction it is.
Okay, and looking at the timestamp, what is the first in column number, or row number 1, the date and time of this exhibit number 12?
It says July 3rd, 2024 at 2:05 and 59 seconds p.m. UTC.
How do you convert UTC, or what is UTC?
UTC is a universal time standard that a lot of cell phones utilize because it doesn't change depending on like your time zone. So your UTC time is always UTC time, and then typically you'll see if this was associated with a specific time zone, you would see plus or minus a number next to it that would put you at the time for that specific time zone.
How do you convert this time zone in UTC to Eastern Standard Time?
So Eastern Standard Time is, I believe it's -5 from UTC, and then Eastern Daylight Time is -4.
Okay. So in daylight savings time from November to when we spring forward is -5, but during the summertime it's -4?
I believe that's correct.
Okay. And Exhibit 10, I failed to ask, is this a fair and accurate copy of the preliminary device report from that cell phone you just identified in State's Exhibit number 7?
Yes.
Your Honor, I move to admit State's Exhibit 10 and 12.
The objection at 10 or 12?
No, Your Honor.
All right, they're both admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm going to show you State's Exhibit number 13A through D. Okay, and State's Exhibit 13A. Can you see that okay on your screen?
You might need to zoom in a little bit more.
Move in, zoom in a little bit in the center. Is that better? Or
Yeah.
do you need me to zoom in a little bit more?
No, that's fine.
Okay, so in State's Exhibit 13A, I have highlighted under this field, what does this box state?
It says original file path, and then path and file name, or
Okay.
just name.
And what type of article are we looking at?
It's an image.
All right, and where do you find, or where do you see in State's Exhibit 13A the file name?
So the file name is over to the right under name, and it's a very long name of letters and numbers.
Could you read the first few letters and numbers off?
B03DE216-3212-49E4, and so on.
Okay, and it continues a series of numbers and letters?
Yes.
Okay. And what is the date and time listed for this image that is highlighted here in State's Exhibit 13A?
It'd be July 3rd, 2024 at 9:45:11 p.m. and it's UTC -4.
Okay, and so the UTC time has already been converted?
Yes.
Okay. And State's Exhibit 13B. What is, or is this the same file name that you just testified to?
Yes, it appears it is.
Okay. And what is the date and time listed in this exhibit 13B?
July 3rd, 2024 at 9:44:58. It's PM UTC -4, and that's the time it was created.
And can you tell anything about the file path of this highlighted exhibit?
So it was an attachment on a text message or an instant message through SMS. So it was an attachment through a text message.
Okay. And States Exhibit 13C, what are we looking at here, and how can you tell it was a SMS or text message?
So it says in the type instant message, and then it says attachments, file name, title. So it has an attachment associated with an instant message.
What is the timestamp listed on the right-hand side of the screen?
July 3, 2024, 9:45 and 11 seconds PM, UTC -4.
And what are the phone numbers listed at the bottom of States Exhibit number 13C?
It was texted from 1216-952-0073, and it was texted to 1216-372-2672.
And States Exhibit 13D, what are we looking at here?
That would be the photo associated with these.
Okay, that was referenced in States Exhibit 13A through C?
Yes.
Okay. And are these screenshots, including the metadata and the photo, fair and accurate from the cell phone extraction?
To the best of my knowledge, yes.
And I move to admit States Exhibit 13A through D.
Any objection to those exhibits?
No objection, Your
All
Honor.
right, they're all admitted.
I'm going to show you States Exhibit number 21. What are we looking at in States Exhibit number 21? I can zoom in as well.
So the outside part of it all is what you would see if you open the Celebrite reader associated that I was speaking about earlier. And this looks like we're on a video file associated with the Celebrite reader.
What is the date and timestamp of this video?
It's created on July 3rd, 2024 at 1:50 and 55 seconds PM, UTC -4.
All right, so the time has already been converted
Yes.
by the program. Okay. And what are the first few numbers in the file path name of this video?
340417302888579689.
Okay, and then it continues a longer series of numbers after that?
Yes.
Okay. And is this a fair and accurate copy of the screenshot of the metadata in States Exhibit number 21?
It appears to be.
Your Honor, I move to admit States Exhibit 21.
Any objection to 21?
No, Your Honor.
It's admitted.
And because this is a screenshot, not able to play the video, is that correct? It's a screenshot?
Yeah. If this is just a screenshot from your computer, you wouldn't be able to play the video.
Okay. States Exhibit number 22. I'm going to draw your attention before I open it to the file name. Does that appear to be the same file name that you just read off
from State's Exhibit number 21?
From my memory, I wouldn't be able to say for sure if they were next to each other.
I'll pull it up. Hold on, sorry. Oh, hold on. Sorry, having some technical. All right. Can you see that file name?
Yeah, if you just leave it there, I can check
Okay.
it. It appears to be the same file name.
Yeah, I move to admit and publish State's Exhibit 22 at this time.
Any objection to 22?
No, Your Honor.
It's admitted.
May I have one moment, Your Honor?
Yep.
Okay, I have no further questions. Thank you.
Cross?
Thank you, Your Honor. You indicated on direct, detective,
Yes, sir.
and it's fair to say through the that tells you what's in the phone, tell you who put it.
Associated with people that might assume, but it's I had a phone search warrant requesting to get the acquisition.
Okay, but you don't know whose fingers press the buttons that smash it.
No, sir. I couldn't tell you that.
Right, they can tell you that either. Knowing who took the pictures or that you saw of the Red Explorer?
I do not know who took the photos.
Now, you said, you opened the envelope, you said the one phone belonged to King Hagwood, and you didn't know who the other phone?
I don't recall. There might be documentation inside that phone or on the Celebrite report who Detective Savka advised me who the phone belonged to.
Okay, but even when you say belonged to, you made a determination of that based on the phone subscriber, correct?
If you want to look further into the data, there would be, telephone numbers, accounts associated with people, probably pictures of that person. They probably utilize their name in it.
Well, let's talk about probably. You have no idea whose hand this phone was in on July 4th.
No, sir, I do not.
2024. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I do not personally know that information.
All
right, have a seat right here. Ms. Wood?
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon. Can you please state your first and last name and spell both?
Yes, my first name is Dylan, D-Y-L-A-N, last name Wedrich, W-E-I-D-R-I-C-K.
Where are you currently employed?
The Willoughby Hills Police Department.
In what capacity?
I am a patrolman.
Are you a certified peace officer in the state of Ohio?
Yes, I am.
How long have you been employed with the Willoughby Hills Police Department?
Just under 2 years.
What are your job duties as a patrolman?
To respond to calls of service, engage with the community, investigate matters that need to be investigated further, enforce traffic laws, things like that.
Which police academy did you attend?
The Cleveland Heights Police Academy.
After graduation, did you immediately begin your employment with Willoughby Hills Police Department?
Yes, I did.
When you first started at Willoughby Hills, what type of training did you undergo?
I started a field training program.
What does that mean?
It's a 12-week program where you get assigned with a more veteran patrolman where they ride with you, they explain, how, pretty much how to work the road, how to, the proper paperwork that needs to be filed, our reporting system, how to talk with the community, just things of that nature.
How long approximately is the field training program?
Approximately 12 weeks.
After that 12 weeks, have you attended any other training to maintain current in your field?
Yes, I have. I've attended pursuit driving training, SWAT 1, street cop training, and other schools within that time period.
I'm going to draw your attention to an incident in Willoughby Hills, Lake County, Ohio on July 3rd, 2024. Were you working that day and involved in the initial response?
No, I was not.
Were you briefed or did you learn about what had happened on July 3rd, 2024 at Pine Ridge Apartments?
No, I was not.
In the days afterwards, on July 10th, 2024, did you become involved in this investigation?
Yes, I did.
How did you initially become involved?
I was speaking with Detective Powell in his office. He had asked me if I would do a photo lineup for an investigation. I told him that I would, and he had told me that the victim in the investigation was coming in, and that he just briefed me quickly on to remind me on how to do a photo lineup that he had already created, and that's how I became involved.
Okay. And did you know who the victim was or have any idea about the facts of the case?
No, I did not.
What specifically did Detective Powell hand to you to conduct a photo lineup in this matter?
He handed me 10 folders, stated that 6 of the folders would have a picture of somebody, 4 of the folders would just have a blank piece of paper. He handed me the instructions for the photo lineup that I would read to the victim, and there was another page that I would write notes if they were to identify somebody.
They being who?
The victim,
Okay. And what was the victim's name?
Beina Bandwalker.
And how many sets or how many different lineups did Detective Powell provide to you that day?
2 different lineups, just one at a time though.
Did you go through those folders and review the photographs and who was contained in those pictures prior
No.
to administering the lineup?
No.
Did you know even the names of the people contained within the folder system?
No, I did not.
Did you know where the photos came from?
No, I did not. I mean,
Besides Detective Powell giving them to you?
right.
Okay. What instructions, just generally, did you provide to Beina prior to beginning the lineup?
That I would be handing her 10 folders labeled 1 through 10. She was to go through every single one of the folders, that some of the folders would have blank pieces of paper in them, but to still go through the folder, to look at each photo as long as she needed. If at any point she wanted to go back and look at a folder, that she would have to restart the process and look at all 10 over again, and to let me know if she identified anybody within the folders.
As Beina was looking through the folder system in the first lineup, what did you do while she was viewing those images?
I sat there, I was getting ready to take notes at any point, and I was just taking the folders as she was done with them.
Did you keep the folders in the same order?
Yep.
Okay. And going to show you State's Exhibit number 3A. A through G. Let's scroll through A, 3A, 3B, 3C, 3D, E, and F. Does this look like the first lineup that you administered?
I wouldn't know.
Okay. And in State's Exhibit 3G, a photo lineup key, this is not something that you were in possession of?
No, I
Okay.
do not recognize that.
Okay. And you don't know these people in these photographs at all, do you?
No, I do not.
Okay. And in relation to this first lineup, State's Exhibit 3A through G, how many times did Beina look at this lineup?
Twice.
And what did she say to you for identification purposes, if anything?
Just that she wanted to look through it a second time because I believe it was photos 2 and 3 that she wanted to look over again. And then upon the second look through, I believe it was folder number 2, she identified as the suspect in the matter, and that she was 85% sure that this was the person due to nose and face structure, dreadlocks, and the shoulders were slender.
Okay. And what did she say about folder number 3?
She said she was 20% sure, and that it had to do with the body structure and the dreadlocks, but again, she was not very confident in it.
Did she, I'm sorry if you already said this, did she assign a percentage to folder number 3 at all?
20%.
Okay. And while you said that she looked at folders number 2 and 3 again, did she look at all 10 folders the second time?
Yes, she did.
Okay. And did you give any hints or clues during the first view or second view of State's Exhibit 3A through G?
No, I didn't. I didn't know anybody in any of the pictures, and I had no knowledge of the case at all.
Okay. I'm going to show you State's Exhibit 4A through G. For A, B, C, D, E, F. And same question, you don't know these people in State's Exhibit 4A through G?
No, I do not.
Okay, and this photo lineup key is not something you're familiar with or
No.
that you made?
No, it is not.
Okay. As to the second lineup, was Beina able to make any identification in State's Exhibit 4A through 4G?
No, she was not.
Okay. Ma'am?
Yep.
I have no further questions. Thank you.
Ross?
Thank you, Your Honor. On July 10th, 2024, how did you come to be assigned to this photo lineup?
I was just talking to Detective Powell in his office, and I think the victim was showing up around the same time period, and since I was already in front of him, he asked me to do it.
Have you ever administered a photo lineup prior to this?
No, that was my first one.
And as I understand it, you were provided all of the pictures by Detective Powell. You weren't involved in that process at all?
Not at all.
And as to the first lineup in states 3A through G, Ms. Bandwalker looked through each folder.
Yes, she did, twice.
All 10?
Yep.
I'm getting that.
Oh, sorry.
Looked through the first time, looked through every folder, didn't make a selection,
True.
went through each picture again. And on picture number 2, she said she was 85% sure.
Correct.
On picture number 3, she said she was 20% sure.
Correct.
And those pictures are African-American males with dreadlocks, right? Is that your recollection?
I would have to look at the lineups again.
Okay. Well, and would you agree, if you recall, that the second lineup were 6 African-American males without dreadlocks?
Yeah, I would just have to look through it again.
Okay. And you were part of the selection?
No, I was
Any of
not.
the pictures? Did you have any involvement after administering the photo lineup?
No, I have not had any involvement.
Did you ever see Mr. Hagwood in person throughout the investigation of this case?
No, I have not.
One moment here.